The moment Elias Rowan heard the words from the small, trembling mouth of his daughter, the world seemed to tilt under the bright afternoon sun, as if the clear blue sky itself had cracked open. She stood in the doorway of their modest rented house, school backpack still hanging from one shoulder, eyes wide with confusion and courage, and explained that she had spent the night at her friend's house and that her friend's father now wanted to see him. What froze Elias was not the sleepover, not even the nervous knot in his chest, but the way she added, almost as an afterthought, that the man was her friend's grandfather, a billionaire CEO whose name was known across the country. In that instant, Elias felt the weight of his past mistakes, his present struggles, and an uncertain future pressing down on him all at once. Before the story pulls you deeper into this emotional journey, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel One Heart Stories if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of human connection. Your support helps these stories reach hearts that need them. Elias Rowan had not planned for life to turn out this way. Once, he had been a promising architect, sketching bold designs in sunlit studios, dreaming of buildings that would outlive him. Then came a rushed marriage, a tender child born too soon, and a devastating loss that left him a single father before he was ready. By the time his daughter Mara was 6, Elias was working long hours as a site supervisor, his hands rough from labor, his dreams folded away like old blueprints in a drawer. Every day was a careful balance of school runs, packed lunches, and silent prayers that he would be enough for her. Mara was bright and gentle, the kind of child who noticed lonely classmates and shared her lunch without being asked. Her friendship with Celeste Hawthorne had begun innocently at school, two girls bonding over art class and storybooks. Elias had noticed that Celeste's clothes were always neat, her lunchbox always full, but he never imagined the scale of the world she came from. To Elias, all children were just children, and all parents were simply doing their best. The invitation for Mara to spend the afternoon at Celeste's home had seemed harmless. It was a sunny Saturday, the kind where the city looked softer, kinder, bathed in daylight. Elias had hesitated when he learned the house was across town, but Mara's hopeful eyes won. He told himself it was good for her to have friends, good to trust the world a little. What he did not expect was a late evening call explaining that plans had changed, that Mara had fallen asleep during a movie, and that it might be best for her to stay the night. Exhausted and embarrassed by his own hesitation, Elias agreed. Now, standing in his small kitchen the next morning, sunlight spilling through the thin curtains, Elias felt a storm brewing behind his calm expression. The name Hawthorne echoed in his mind. Victor Hawthorne, the self-made billionaire whose companies reshaped skylines, whose interviews filled business magazines, whose reputation was equal parts admired and feared. And that man wanted to see him. The drive to the Hawthorne estate felt unreal. As Elias's old car rolled through iron gates into manicured grounds glowing under the midday sun, he became painfully aware of his worn shoes, his faded shirt, the calluses on his hands. This place was a world built on power and certainty, while his life felt fragile, held together by routine and love alone. He reminded himself that he was here for Mara, that nothing else mattered. Victor Hawthorne was not what Elias expected. He was older, with silver hair and a posture that spoke of authority, but his eyes held a sharp sadness. The meeting took place in a bright sitting room, sunlight reflecting off polished floors. Victor explained, not unkindly, that he had concerns. His granddaughter had spoken fondly of Mara, of their shared laughter and secrets, and Victor wanted to understand the family his granddaughter was growing attached to. He spoke of protection, of reputation, of the risks of attachment. Each word felt like a test Elias had not studied for. Elias listened, heart pounding, then spoke with a quiet honesty that surprised even himself. He talked about raising Mara alone, about the nights he stayed awake worrying if he was failing her, about the belief that children needed love more than wealth. He admitted his fears, his shortcomings, and his refusal to teach his daughter to measure people by status. He did not beg. He did not defend. He simply told the truth. What Elias did not see was the way Victor's expression softened. The billionaire remembered his own son, long gone, and the emotional distance that money had built between them. He saw in Elias a devotion he himself had sacrificed on the altar of success. In the clear light of day, surrounded by silence and privilege, Victor realized that this man, standing humbly before him, possessed something his billions could not buy. The tension broke quietly. Victor agreed that the girl's friendship should continue. More than that, he offered support, not as charity but as opportunity, mentioning a foundation that helped skilled workers return to their professions. Elias left the estate dazed, sunlight warmer than before, his chest lighter with a hope he had not allowed himself to feel in years. Life did not transform overnight, but it shifted. Elias enrolled in evening courses, his confidence slowly returning. Mara continued her friendship, her laughter filling their home. And Victor Hawthorne, watching from a distance, found a strange peace in knowing that his granddaughter was learning compassion from a family rich in love. As this story nears its end, if it has touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to engage with this video by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Your interaction helps stories like this continue to inspire and remind us of what truly matters. And before the final moments fade, we have a special request for you. Please comment the word heart if you believe that love, honesty, and kindness can bridge even the widest gaps between people. On an ordinary afternoon, with sunlight pouring through a small kitchen window, Elias watched his daughter draw at the table, her face peaceful, her future unwritten. He understood then that courage was not found in facing billionaires or changing one's fate overnight, but in showing up every day with an open heart. In a world obsessed with wealth and power, a single father and his child had quietly proven that humanity was still the greatest legacy anyone could leave behind.